Bum 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 bum. Biddle boop boop ba doop. Shooba da doop ba doop ba doop ba doop boop. Boop ba da doop ba doop ba ba bee. Bloop bloop blop 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 bum bum. Ba-dum ba-dum. Hey everybody, it's the puppet time variety moment. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Give it up for Medrico doing stuff again because why not? I don't know. Barely have a functioning jaw. Um. Ah 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 ah. Take it away, me. Hey, everybody. It's the place. It's the time. It's a thing, and we're gonna try to do it again. Because it's a new year. And maybe the game won't soft like us for all eternity again. Maybe. I don't know. Don't look at me. Or do look at me. What was the goal of this? I don't understand the words that are coming out of my own multifaceted trans-dimensional socket set. Okay, Z on back. Could you imagine if this was a separate Dexter? I could actually just like walk right out that door. Right out that door. Maybe someday. Maybe someday we'll set it up to do a thing. I'll be able to go through doors and do things that other people do. Like you, but not me, because I can't. Alright. Scratches. Director's cut. Take 43? 3. 78. One of those numbers. Now with sound. Let's lock that down before we fling it halfway across the universe. The Last Visit? I don't remember that. Well, we're not here to play The Last Visit because I think that comes after. Nucleosis presents He Scratches, starring John Bell. Jonathan Boakes, Sue Anderson, Daniel Chase. Dominique Brewer. Music and special sound effects, Cellar of Rats. And art and scenario design, Alejandro Grazian. I think I got half that right. Programming and game design, Augustin Cordes. And reprising their role as Midorico, it's Midorico. Midorico? Do I not even know how to say
at Blackwood Manor one cold Saturday morning amidst a thick veil of fog. The weather didn't look good, and there was an unnatural calm surrounding the area. Yet I soon became entangled with the place.
Oh shoot. Ah! Whew. Yeah, I gotta watch where I'm hopping around. I'm gonna get hit by a car. God dang it. God dang it, me. Something ain't right with you. Something ain't right. Could you imagine? Could you believe? Right up my sleeve. It's nothing because I don't have any sleeves. The cloud sky above me seemed rather unsettling and almost made me lose my balance. I felt a curious urge to run for shelter, and my new home in the distance seemed very inviting. Dun 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 dun. Bow 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 bow. Yeah. It was the boot of my car, which, considering my non-existent technical expertise, I hoped it would never need to open. Yeah. The phone.
Hello?
Michael, it's me.
Hey, Jerry. It's good to hear your voice.
I see that piece of junk you got there is working.
My thoughts exactly. I was afraid it'd fall apart as soon as I laid my fingers on it.
So how did you find everything? Do you like the place?
It's hard to tell yet. I'm very impressed, that's for sure.
You sound odd. Is everything okay?
Yes, it's perfectly fine. It's just that I'm in awe. Pleasantly surprised. This house is like a dream come true.
So you do like it? You got me worried there for 1 second.
I'm telling you, I'm going to turn this place into a factory of horror stories.
Good. You ought to finish that book. I'm rooting for you, mate. You sure everything is in order?
Well, I just got here. Let me have a look around, and I'll get back to you if I find anything strange.
Excellent. I'll talk to you later.
Jerry, I just walked in the bloody door. How am I supposed to know how the place is? I can tell you that the driveway is nice, or the parkway, or the whatever. Whoop. I think we hit the button too many times. Okay. April 20th, during a tit of rage, D burnt my previous diary. I don't think any of this says what I think it says. Why, hello! Hello there! Wants to be banned? Enjoy your free ban. It's on the house. How lovely for them. Let's see here. During a fit of rage, I burnt my previous diary. Not that I regret it, as my disjointed notes were. My ability to comprehend the words that I'm reading is very limited, apparently. Let's try that again, but competently. During a fit of rage, I burnt my previous diary. Not that I regret it, as if my disjointed notes were worth anything. Their only purpose was to keep me sane. I feel that this is my escape route, my only means of finding. Yes, that's that word. It definitely does not say Timoning. Finding some inner peace. Wherever I put my pen to this paper, I feel that I can reflect upon my situation. I just wish I had more options, that's all, but I'm rambling. I must think clearly. Focus. Focus. Ah, hello, Pokemon community game. A wild Sneasel, you say? Well, we'll have to be careful in these parts. Beware the tall grass. Death awaits. May 12th. As important as writing in this journal is, a diary, we don't seem to do it too often, whoever this chap is. May 12th. I've become an eternal guardian, stuck between a few choices, none of which are good. Do I fulfill a promise and violate everything I believe in? The very principles of my life, or am I condemned to spend the rest of my existence in this dead-end state, a ghost with no other purpose than just being here, watching? I truly have no escape. I can't find an appropriate solution to the problem, and I must pay the price. I'm a shadow of the man I used to be. Only these notes remain, my testament in these moments of meditation, my sole companion. We're either missing a lot of pages, or he's lost his mind in that month that he didn't write anything. Today I spent the entire afternoon staring at the window, my mind a blank. I'm familiar with the sensation. Ah, we are safe now, everyone. The Sneasel has left. Oddly enough, I really don't care. It seems now as though it was something natural for me, a part of my personality, but I know the reason very well. I've lost my soul. I'm an empty shell, devoid of any feelings. I renounced them on that fateful day, and the worst thing is I knew there were going to be consequences. No, that's not true. Consequences were far worse than I expected. How could I be so blind? So blind to the truth. I often wonder what would have happened if we had simply reversed it all. What would happen if right now I come out and told the world what really happened? No, I'd end up rotting in jail, although that might be a better destiny compared to this eternal suffering. November 17th. I can't say for sure whether it began. I just heard them one morning coming from the next room. The whispers. Are they real? Have I been alone for too long? They won't stop. I can't stand it any longer. They keep telling me that my fan fictions will go nowhere, and that they're kind of cringe. February 9th. Ever since I locked away that, everything seems to have calmed down a bit. Perhaps James was right after all. It's madness, I know, but at this point I'm inclined to believe anything. May... You know, you have those days where you wake up and you're like, it's May. Who gives a frick? Over the years, I was convinced that everything James suffered was misfortune, a whim of destiny. For the first time ever, I'm not so sure anymore. I never thought it could happen, but I believe I understand now. If this is so, then cursed be my soul, poor James. If I had acted in another way, then maybe things would have worked out differently. But it's too late now, and I have to suffer my cavalry. September 13th. Was it a Friday? Was Jason Voorhees about? Killing campers? We'll never know. That is the true loss. A moment of tick-tocking. Tick-tocking. All right. The noises are back, although this time they're different. Before, I'd only hear them inside my head, as if someone or something was whispering. And how to put this, interrupting my thoughts. You know, like a timeshare in your brain. But now I can really feel them spreading around the house. What are they? September 14th. I've realized the noises are coming from down there. I don't want to think about it anymore. December. I think we've lost a few vowels. We may have had a vowel movement and are too ashamed to clean it up. They are unbearable. They get worse at night. On how I wish it would stop. What is going on down there? I don't dare go near. I don't want to know. Are they in fact getting freaky deaky down there? Not my place. We don't kink shame. I'm not really sure which month it is. It's Chi? It could be February, it could be March. Something that ends with an I, starts with an M. Maybe it's late mayonnaise, possibly early potato. Who can say? God, how many years have passed? I have lost all sense of time. I have to get out of this place. I'm not even sure what month or year. The diary disturbed me in a way I couldn't explain, yet I felt curious about what had been tormenting that poor fellow. Who can really say? Who can really say? And if I would stop clicking on the wrong things, maybe. The fireplace had a generous amount of wood in it. Some would feel jealous of this, but not me. And I was relieved to know that I could warm the place up in case it got cold. I'm certainly not good at chopping trees. So, I cannot claim to be a lumberjack. Not at all. Even if I do, in fact, dress up in women's clothing and hang around in bars, I cannot claim to be a lumberjack, because I do not chop down trees. And a distinct lack of corporeal form means I do not have suspendees or a bra, or much else of anything. Let's finagle the switch. Not good. Not good. Let us make way to the study. Where the frick is the study? This is not the study. Here we are in the study. More diary reading? Well, don't mind if I try, right? February 6th, the construction of the railway bridge is complete and went quite smoothly. It took longer than I expected, yet I wish it would have lasted longer. It's very sad to leave South Africa. I've become so attached to it. Its culture, its arts of the past few months that I can't help feeling as if it is already a part of me. I will surely return someday, soon, hopefully, although I'm afraid there's a great deal of work to be taken care of back in Old Britain. But I'm not too concerned. Old Britain, I'm sure, will claim all of this, and I can visit it at a museum. The British Museum. Fortunately, I made a good friends here who were ecstatic about my new appreciation of their country. So, it'll be nice taking some of the culture, meet the locals, not be a complete, you know, you know. Yeah, you know. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They have offered me some wonderful objects as a token of gratitude, which I've already crated and got ready to ship along with many trinkets I bought myself. Looks like I'm about to start a very substantial collection. It's a good thing Catherine agreed to move into our new home, although I fear several renovations will have to be made, even if I'm intending to start a serious new hobby of becoming a hoarder. We can tell from the house that he made some progress, and unless someone's cleaned it up, he still had quite a way to go. It seems I'll have to get back to work. John Patterson has just told me some natives are causing trouble. A very unfortunate thing, although I'm secretly rejoicing. He's very confused and thinks he's going to play cowboys and Indians, but that's not what's going on. The natives won't leave. It's not like they're causing trouble, so much as they're unsettling our workers. The only complaint so far has been distraction. They just stand still between the trees, staring at us without blinking an eye. I've watched them for a few minutes, and truly seem like some tenebrous statues. First it was just annoying, but lately it's become downright creepy. I hope to eventually get someone to go over there and prove my theory that they're just a billboard advertising the latest sitcom. All in the Family. They seem to be stalking us, so it's not like they're hindering construction, but there is a general uneasy feeling as if they were about to jump at us at any moment. In a sort of flash mob. Possibly to this new hip-hop thing called Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up. I think I will hire some protection as a measure of precaution. February 15th. God, Valentine's Day was lame. Just the worst. Fascinating. I've been looking into these natives. They live in a nearby village and are a very small group. They seem to manage quite well. I had thought of them as quite an uncivilized tribe, but their movements are calculated, and one can perceive a sense of careful organization in their tasks. Oddly enough, they seem to be very... for a second there I thought that said British. That would have been very confusing. No, brutish. And their aspects look awful. although I couldn't take a good look at the facial features, as I followed one of them completely on my own, and it could have been dangerous getting any closer. Also, the village is poor and very rough, but some of the shacks leapt out as inviting or special. Made me very curious. I will try to come closer tomorrow. My second expedition to the village of the natives has been foiled by an unexpected problem at the bridge. I'm afraid it was due to a slight miscalculation on my part. My fat bottom could not be supported by the bridge. This is what happens when you cheap out on materials. Never cheap out on materials. I'm afraid an indication that I should be focusing more on tasks at hand and put my sudden love for all African things aside for a moment. It was my fault, and I accept it. February 20th, they're at it again, lurking beyond the forest. It's amazing how they have changed our perception of the surroundings. At first, we were delighted by the quiet nature of the place. Now we fear what horrors might be concealed in the dark and foreboding cloak of trees. The tops loom above us, overshadowing the bridge, and strange noises haunt our meals. Even the river, telling ungodly secrets. The river secrets. Oh, river secrets, tell us your wisdom. Burble, burble. Burble, burble. Purple burble, burble, purple burble. Purple burglar alarms. Very true words. Not at all. Do I know what I'm doing? No, I haven't the foggiest. Do you? Well, at least we haven't been attacked by more Pokemon. That Sneasel's out there somewhere. And yet, I'm still looking forward to satisfying my curiosity about the tribe. February 24th, at last I found something more about the neighboring tribe. This is an incredible finding, and I just can't withhold my excitement. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. And I feel like... I don't remember the words. Cut the feed. What? We're live. Oh no! Oh no, a wild coughing has appeared. Bollocks. Yes. Yes, I am. At last I found something more about the neighboring tribe. This is an incredible find. I just... some elders at the local town happened to know about them, but only through stories they heard. The most surprising about them, but only through stories they heard. The most surprising thing is that the tribes was assumed to be extinct. Yes. Yes. Yes, you are, Naked. You got the VIP. Only like 2 people have VIP, and one of them is you. The most surprising thing is the tribe was assumed to be extinct long ago, but according to my vague description, the others think that we could be dealing with a legend here. Everything they ever learned of them was during their childhood, when the tribe was stalking the town, much in the same way they have been stalking us. People used to call them kind of, sort of. If you do, I believe it's 3 out of the 5 things needed for affiliate, you unlock VIP. People used to call them Dulham. As such was the sound of screams heard echoing late at night. They'd come out in the streets and see an evil glitter atop a hill in the distance. Some would say it was a fire, others the cursed spirit of an ancient god. Whatever it was, they say the bright light amidst the fantastic screams was bone-chilling. The macabre scene was suddenly stopped, just as it had begun out of nowhere.
never to be seen again in days to come. Intervals between those horrible nights became longer and longer, until they soon faded into oblivion. The tribe apparently had retreated back into obscurity until now. They were later known as Dalhamar, a rather more scientific name, although none of the people I spoke with could possibly remember its origin. Very much Grandpa story time. There's a lot of Grandpa story time at the beginning of this. I find it extremely surprising that nobody has ever heard about this tribe, with the exception of a few townspeople. They must be incredibly rare, and judging by the stories passed on from generations in the town, very old. February 27th. I will confess that I've become nearly obsessed with this strange tribe. I see them as the most prized goal of my appreciation towards all South African things. A dangerous yet irresistible reward. Velvety smooth chocolate. I feel as if they were my discovery. I simply have to study them before leaving. I fear I won't have the chance to ever again. It has become an important goal of mine, even more important than finishing the bridge. March 4th. Finally, I have managed to see them. My God, what a disturbing spectacle. When we arrived, they were moving around the village very slowly, without speaking or communicating with each other, each minding his or her own business, completely alien to the rest of the world. They were filthy-looking, coarse, and downright disgusting. I couldn't see any weapons, but they could have been stored somewhere. It was all very strange behavior in a tribe. They must be quite unique. Then, as if they had suddenly all become possessed by some wild spirit, they began shaking spasmodically and screaming like mad. Some of them dropped to their knees and lifted their heads to the sky, eyes blank and moaning in an indescribable way. I don't know. It seems to have described them. Two of them walked away, still in the monotonous and slow manner, and in great contrast to the rest of the scene, into a shack. The next minute, they brought out into the open an odd-looking mask. In shape, colors, and overall look, white looks, while unsettling, not white, while unsettling, were mesmerizing, and I felt instantly hypnotized by it. It rendered my modest collection of African curiosities into dull and uninteresting items. The mask was very ominous, and the whole tribe seemed to greatly revere it, and soon they began to gather around it and move in circles, fluttering and chanting a guttural psalm. Judging by the motions and aspect of the whole ritual, it must have been some kind of war ritual. I'm not sure how to explain what happened next. As I feel my pulse is already throbbing, words fail me to recount the most disturbing thing I've ever witnessed. They opened a Walmart there. Right there. Oh, the horrors. Back to this. Far less unsettling. One of the male villagers walked into the middle near the mask by his own will. It was an almost automatic act. All of a sudden, the remaining members became silent. I can't tell for how long it lasted, but I was afraid to breathe. I think Dobby and the others were also scared. They wouldn't even blink. I remember being soaked wet and expectant. The silence was so unnatural. Then a few members separated from the people circling the mask and jumped on the single villager, beating him to death. To be completely faithful to the event, the small crowd tore him apart. They grabbed his legs in 2 and 3s and twisted them in a manner I dare not describe. His face was disfigured with their bare fingernails and teeth, and the torso soon disappeared under the frenzied tangle of hands. In a matter of a few minutes, the villager was turned into a red sack of bones. Not one of the attackers had the compassion to snap his neck. During the sickening process, all was very methodical, as if it were just another mundane task. The most terrifying aspect, though, was the victim didn't even cringe. The silence was so deep I could hear his flesh ripping. I would expect any living creature to scream its guts out in such condition. I can't tell whether he was drugged or half asleep, but I did recognize him dancing like everybody else before walking into the middle of the circle. It was the most outrageous and sadistic sacrifice I've ever heard of. I don't think will ever forget what I saw. My intentions of approaching further, even if they didn't have any weapons at hand, vanished. Those creatures, I dare not call them human beings, could have killed my whole company in the blink of an eye with their rage. They seemed to be completely out of themselves and willing to destroy anything intruding into their path. While the images of their sacrifice still haunt my thoughts, I still can't seem to forget the mask. It was so deceptively simple and yet perfect in its design. I haven't seen anything like it. I surely would love to take a better look. I feel the Dalmar, dangerous as they are, could be the most important ethical finding... not ethical, ethnical. Tearing a person to shreds in a bloody orchestra of destruction is not ethical. It's not ethnical either, but we will continue. Finding in decades, what I've seen is crying for some further investigation. I just can't leave them like that. I would never forgive myself. And the mask. That mask. I was ecstatic after reading the journal. The material was incredible. Bum, 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 bum. Money, 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 money. And we're just going to leave it there. Fine, whatever. Back into the kitchen. I mean the dining room. Then to the kitchen. Is this the kitchen? No, this is the kitchen. I'd be concerned about how old those coffee beans are. The interior of the refrigerator was begging for some serious cleaning, not to mention a powerful disinfectant. Not a whole lot going on in there. Aha! We're armed. Bum, 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 bum. Topmost sheet of paper of the pile had some curious markings on it, so I grabbed it to have a closer look. Okay. We got a pencil. We can write stuff down. It was an old picture of the kitchen that I had just left. Yes. Yes, it was. I managed to reveal what appeared to be a letter in Italian. It was the letter in Italian. I had to do something about it, because I don't speak Italian, and neither does this person. Oh, somebody's used the bathroom as a dark room, it appears. Bum 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 bum. Haha! We found the key. Drawer was stuck beyond hope. The rag was relatively clean, everything considered. Well, we found a rag. Yes. This is a room. There was a safe behind the picture. I don't know the combination, and safe cracking certainly isn't my expertise. Some clothes. Okay, we're just going to ignore those bottles, I guess. No game. You already told me you don't want to talk about those. Pocket watch. Broken picture. I was unusually surprised after entering this room. It was some kind of gallery. Its theme being African culture. World Arts. Dear James, I'm going to make use of these resting moments to thank you once again for your kindness. Those shields that you have donated to us are wonderful. If it weren't for you, our section dedicated to African objects wouldn't be anything else other than a mere collection of photographs. Also, I've been looking into these Dalmars you mentioned. I have to say, they seem to be rather fantastic. If it wasn't for your personal account of their activities, I'd dismiss them as old wives' tales. I found a few books mentioning them, and I'd be very happy to lend them to you. They will be mailed at once. I hope you can satisfy your curiosity. I can definitely read. I'm only quasi-illiterate. Cordially yours, Simon Russell. Gonna do it this time. We're gonna make it through day 1. I quickly realized that this had to be my room. Well, I mean, I own the place. I can sleep wherever I bloody well want. I was eager to start doing some work, but the idea of exploring the place was far too tempting. Okay. Get laundry, blah, blah, blah. Vanishing Town. The #1 bestseller, the most breathtaking page-turner of the year. A passing traveler comes across the small town of Fetchrock, set in Cornwall, England, only to find that it's completely deserted, devoid of any signs of life. Houses, shops, town halls, churches. No human being to be seen. The traveler informs the authorities of a nearby town of this fantastic event. Next day, an officer accompanied by 2 policemen visit Fetchrock, except everything is back to normal. 10 years later, John Parker, a journalist, reluctantly accepts the assignment to investigate these strange events, as they've been now grown into a persistent local legend. Could it have been a practical joke by the anonymous traveler? Or did something truly strange take place in this vanishing town? Things become more mysterious when Parker learns no inhabitant of Fetchrock remembers what happened on that day. What at first seemed to be a lousy job for Parker eventually turns into a nightmare, as Fetchrock is no ordinary town, but home to the deadly secrets and a lurking evil. In this outstanding debut, Michael Arthur has concocted a wonderful twist tale bound to keep you guessing until the last page. Psychotic Dream Magazine. If H.P. Lovecraft was alive and suddenly decided to write his take on The Wicker Man, the result would be this book. Deep, engaging reading. And downright terrifying tales from real life. Michael Arthurette is a newcomer to the genre, born in Providence, Rhode Island, and settled later in London. England is his first novel. It's proof that he takes no prisoners when the goal is to scare people. With a fresh and complicated, and compelling writing style, Michael has published several short stories in a mystery/horror magazine. His upcoming book is eagerly anticipated by his new legion of fans. 714-2221-142-1417. Ba-da-bum-ba-da-bum-bow. Michael, it took me months, but at last I think I'd manage. Well, I mean, think, so to speak, as there's only a few details left, but I can confirm with certainty that the house is yours. I owe you an apology because I didn't think it'd take me that much time. I tell you, I'd have never thought that finding a Victorian house, and no more and no less than in Rothbury, would have been so hard. The majority of the old houses in this region are either impossible to live in or they belong to the aristocracy. As if that wasn't enough, you and your bloody whims, was it really that necessary being so cut off from town? Why all this sudden need to be for so solitude? Well, as long as you don't become one of those typical hermit writers. Anyway, this beauty will take your breath away. Belonged to a wealthy family that always took great care of it around the mid-60s. What, 1860s? And became the property of one person, I believe a friend of his family. I believe he lived there for about 5 years or so, and then abandoned it. Yes, you read it right, abandoned. As far as I know, this lunatic, a renowned doctor, spent his last days getting drunk in lousy bars before vanishing from the face of the earth. Why someone would do that is beyond me. The house then became the property of the National Trust, and surprisingly enough, no one ever did anything about it. And that is until I rescued it from oblivion, of course. It took me a lot of work, so I hope you like it. The price is just as we discussed earlier. I know it's hard to believe, but the price of the interior was never agreed upon. So whatever you find inside, be it furniture or long-lost Rembrandt, it's yours. Just remember our deal. If you find anything of great value, you have to share it. Now, I won't bother you if your sofa collection happens to be valued in the thousands. But if you bump into a hidden cache of money and you can never really know, really, then I want a piece of it. Wait a second. If you happen to sell any important items you find inside the house, such as your sofa collection, I have to get a part too. Business is business, my friend. Not interested in owning any of that furniture, but if you sell any of it, money, 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 money. By the way, I sent 2 people over yesterday to clean it from top to bottom. 6 years without inhabitants must have left a nice coat of dust. Don't you think they couldn't do wonders, though? And you're going to need weeks to fully clean that place. Oh, they told me the house seems to have a rat problem. But you can't have it all. If you need anything, don't hesitate to give me a call. Your friend, Jerry. Jerry! Oh. Yep. Bum 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 bum. Stethoscope. Grab the stethoscope, which seemed to be the only useful thing in the bag. That's a picture. That's some body parts. And as old as this bag is, I bet there's some morphine in here. Why is it that I can't concentrate? Crumpling pages like this. I'm getting worse. The whisperings, they're killing me. They cannot be real. They cannot be real. Barred the doorway, but still can hear them in my dreams. How to get rid of it? If it was only that simple, but tearing it apart would force one to admit otherworldly nature. No, it just can't be possible. I can't allow these thoughts to cross my mind. But I can really hear them so clearly. If I really lost it, it just can't be that I'm experiencing exactly what James did. It has to be influence. How is to explain that every time I walk past the gallery, the whispers grow louder? They're luring me inside. It wants me closer. I can hear them again. Yes, the tortured souls of the fallen now suffering for eternity. A chant next room. I know for sure it's Circe now. I can't fool myself any longer. Are those drums? Oh, please, for Christ's sake, don't let it be drums. I have to document this. I have to keep going, because if James was right, may God have mercy on our souls. Bar the doorway. I wonder what had distressed the writer this much. Just a piece of newspaper I had picked up. Nothing important. Not words on it or anything. Well, I thought that would work, but it did not. Okay, we got a metal rod. Neat little stove was standing on a plank. I was totally missing that.
Photographs. This way? No, we've gone the wrong way.
Hello?
Jerry, it's me.
What's up, Michael?
Everything seems to be fine, except the lights don't work.
Oh, you don't have to worry. I forgot to tell you. I had an electrician, one that I trust, to meet you there this morning. You know how a lack of power can be a recurring issue in old places like that. He should be arriving soon.
That's good to know. I'll set up my stuff and let you know how everything does later.
Perfect. Have fun.
Sure.
Hello?
Jerry, it's me.
What's up, Michael?
Do you know anything about the previous inhabitants of this house?
Not much. Just there were some strange individuals. There's also the murder.
You're kidding me. A murder?
An old-fashioned murder. You'd probably love the details, but sadly I don't know very much. It's old history, really. Although it caused quite a stir there in Rothbury. It seems the owner, James Blackwood, I think, went mad and killed his wife. I do remember the date, though. May 1963.
James Blackwood, according to the stuff I've been reading.
So you're already turning the place upside down? I should have thought so.
There's enough material for a whole series of stories here, you know.
After you finish your book, my friend.
Yeah, but it can never hurt poking around a little.
Would you just get back to work? Call me if you need anything.
All right, goodbye.
I wasn't done talking to you, Jerry.
Hello?
Jerry, it's me.
What's up, Michael?
I found a safe box in a room upstairs. Would you happen to know the combination?
I think I should. Let me see. I did take note of a combination once, but I don't have it here right now. I'll give it to you tomorrow. Okay?
Great, thanks.
Yeah, we should call Barbara while we're at it.
Hello, R8 Productions.
Arthate Productions? What in heaven's name was that?
Oh, hi, boss. I was just fooling around.
Well, don't. I don't want people thinking I'm some kind of studio. And don't call me boss.
I'm sorry, it's just that no one was calling and all of a sudden I got excited.
I told you it was going to be that way, girl. But I still need you there. I just hope you're not being bored to death.
Oh, don't worry. I'm studying tongues during my spare time. I love that so much.
That's great, but don't lower your guard. As soon as I publish my new book, that place is going to get riddled with phone calls and hundreds of fan mail.
That's the spirit, boss. I know your new book is going to be a huge success.
Of course it will. As soon as I find a proper ending. And
Stop calling me boss.
As you wish, boss. Oh, sorry.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Good luck.
Yeah, but I needed to ask you something, Barbara. Barbara, I needed to ask you something.
Hello?
Hey, it's me, Bobby dear. I need to ask you a favor.
Bring it on.
I found a letter here, and I'm curious about it. It's in Italian. Do you think you could translate it for me?
My, Mr.
Mrs. Styles.
Yes, of course I can. Just send me the letter and I'll put hands to work as soon as I have it here.
Excellent. I wonder if the postman will come by. I feel like I'm the last person alive on the whole planet here.
But have you told the post office in Rothbury that you're moving to Blackwood Manor?
Yes, Jerry did. I just hope they don't forget about me, that's all. In any case, thank you. You're such a dear.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
Actually,
Barbara.
that's what I'm paying you for. Anyway, I'll go and try mailing that letter.
I'll be standing by for action.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Good luck.
Barbara's such a sweetheart. Okay, so we got the letter. Put it in the envelope. Write down the address. I think we're gonna do it this time, people. I think we might make it through day one. And then we'll stop looking at the guide. Yeah, there it is. Mr. Arthur, Mr. Carter sent me here today to fix a power problem in your residence. I was told to meet you at the gates, but I've been waiting for a few minutes and still haven't seen any signs of you. I'll wait some more and then leave. Please contact Mr. Carter as soon as possible. Well, great. Don't you hate it? Yeah, you have someone come out. They stand around for 5 seconds and they leave. They don't even bother knocking or attempting to get your attention. Yep, I'm gonna have to call Jerry. I wonder if he got there before us or after us.
Carter Properties.
Jerry, we have a problem.
What happened?
The electrician missed me. He left a note in the mailbox.
Bloody hell. He was supposed to meet you at the gates early this morning. I thought he was just being late.
Damn, then I must have missed him for a few minutes. What the heck am I supposed to do now?
Why don't you go check the fuses yourself? Maybe it isn't that serious.
I don't know. I'm not very good with that kind of thing.
Michael, even my grandmother could improvise a fuse. Just go and look and let me know if you see anything burned.
As in black spots.
Yes, black spots.
All right, I'm on it.
All right. Into the basement we go, and I'm not quite happy about it, but here we are, and there it is, and I guess down in the basement we go. It's locked. Well, that's unsettling. Parade of Stars each and every night. Paul Clement Trio? There appears to be the fuse box. drain cover. Valve is stuck. Some distant noises. None of that's good. No. The fuse box is here. Not this big box over here. Over here. It's really not much of a fuse box, I guess. Suddenly, I felt a very cold breeze on my neck. It was then that I realized I wanted to leave the basement as soon as possible. I never wanted to go down there.
Jerry, all the fuses seem to be fine. I think the problem might be a little more complicated than that.
I see.
What should we do now?
Go get some candles.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not. I'm calling this guy right away, and I'm afraid he won't be able to stop by until tomorrow. He was already driving there today as a personal favor.
There must be something you can do. I don't feel comfortable walking around this place with dim lights. I barely know it.
Michael, come on. Where's your sense of adventure? It would be like you were living in a past century. Exquisite Victorian house, lit by candles. What I wouldn't give to be in your place.
I left my sense of adventuring back in London, thanks. I have work to do.
Then do it. What else could you ask for? Now you have the chance to experience firsthand one of your period pieces.
Oh, very funny. Try getting that guy over here as soon as possible.
Don't worry, I will. Make sure you find some candles before it gets too dark.
Yes, candles. Bye.
Jerry Carter here.
Hey, Jerry.
Michael, did you find yourself some candles?
No, not yet. This place is huge.
Well, keep looking.
Sure. Bye.
Ah, there we are. Let's just nip around to the corner store and buy some candles. Let's see here. Ah, this one is the car keys. I had just arrived, and the idea of going driving wasn't very tempting. Okay. Maybe we need to call Jerry again?
Hey, Jerry.
Michael, did you find yourself some candles?
No, not yet. This place is huge.
Well, keep looking.
Sure. Bye.
Maybe we need to look around some more. Remnants of a previous fire. Okay. Mr. James Blackwood, distinguished resident of this town and widely acknowledged construction engineer, was accused of murder yesterday. I tell you what, I am a bit parched at the moment. So I'm gonna send you on over to Burb. Go get a beverage. Alright. Back in action. Let's go.
Mr. James Blackwood, distinguished resident of this town, and blah 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 blah. Yes, well, all is good. Except there's no sound. I think things just got quiet for a bit. Mr. James Blackwood, distinguished resident of this town and widely acknowledged construction engineer, was accused of murder yesterday by Miss Eva. Photographs of films, having photographs that support the accusation. I knew no one would ever believe me. So I took pictures of them, she says. Blah blah blah. And so it must be all about the murder. It's a lovely music box.
Jerry Carter here.
Hey, Jerry.
Michael, did you find yourself some candles?
No, not yet. This place is huge.
Well, keep looking.
Sure. Bye.
It's all gibberish to me. Me too.
Hmm. Hmm. Some spooky masks, some pots. Hmm.
Jerry Carter here.
Hey, Jerry.
Michael, did you find yourself some candles?
No, not yet. This place is huge.
Well, keep looking.
Sure. Bye.
Hmm. Really old cigars. Hmm. Oh, cough, get a cough, cough. Hmm. Hmm.
There was a huge furnace covered most of the east wall. I didn't understand why, but I began to feel terribly uneasy. It had a menacing look to it. Well, you're looking for candles. You might want to check those boxes. Haha! Finally, at long last, we found the one missing drawer that we hadn't looked in. So that he would go, frick it, there's no candles here.
Yes?
Jerry, I'm freaking out. I couldn't find a single candle inside this place.
You're kidding me. I can't believe it. Did you look well?
Yes, every single room, drawer, box, cabinet, nothing. No candles.
All right, listen. The town isn't too far away. No more than 20 minutes drive. If you can't find some candles there, I'll eat my hat.
You'll eat your whole closet. This is getting on my nerves.
Come on, it's just a quick ride. You know how to get there?
Yeah, I saw it on my way here. Did you call Mr. Busy Electrician who couldn't hold on for just 5 more minutes?
Yes, he'll be doing me another special favor, and we'll be going there tomorrow afternoon. It's the best he can do. You have to bear in mind it's Sunday. We'll charge extra, of course.
I don't care. I have no power. I'll get him myself if he doesn't show up.
Calm down. Drive to the town before it gets too dark. You won't be able to find your way back if it does.
Yeah, I had to buy some food anyway.
There you go. Godspeed, and drive safe.
All right.
Why am I looking around the house for candles if I needed to go out and buy something to eat anyway? Could have just grabbed candles while I was getting something to eat. Oh. It was only then that I realized I had left the lights on. Yep, we left the lights running, and now the car battery's dead.
Let me guess. Michael.
Jerry, you won't believe this. It's insane. My car is dead.
What? Are you sure? Have you checked its pulse?
I'm not joking. It's gone.
My friend, this completely redefines the term suspension of disbelief you sometimes use
forgot the lights on and the car ran out of batteries, all because of that bloody fog. Jerry, you've got to help me. Get over here.
Michael, look at the time. I can't drive to Northumberland right now.
But, Jerry, I can't spend the whole night without one single source of light. I barely know this place, and I won't be able to find my way. Heck, I don't even know if it's rid of ghosts yet.
Are you a sleepwalker, Michael? You lie down on the bed, you sleep, you wake up, and you'll have tons of bright light then.
That's not helping, and you're the one who got me into this mess in the first place.
Hold on a minute. It's not my fault if the electrician missed you for a few minutes, there aren't any candles in a 3-story mansion, and your car's battery was low.
Okay, listen. When will you be coming back to Rothbury?
I'll be arriving home early tomorrow morning, and I'll come for you shortly after. We'll drive to town, stock yourself up, and then spend the rest of the day in your garden, drinking some beers while we wait for Mr. Electrician. Sounds like a plan?
Yeah, I guess. I don't think there's any plan B either.
I'm afraid not. Sorry. I really took all the precautions to make your stay there as comfortable as possible, but I guess sometimes things are just meant to go wrong.
Apparently. All right, I'll be on my way then.
Call me back if you need anything. And Michael,
Yes,
just don't let this situation get on your nerves.
I promise it won't. Goodbye.
Michael does not deserve a friend like Jerry and Barbara. Woo! We did it! I don't remember anything after this point. You believe there was probably like one thing we didn't check in the other 2 times we tried to play this game. This isn't right. That was spooky. Scratches. That's the name of the game. Nothing here. Thought about investigating, but then I realized the basement would be pitch black at this time. I couldn't go down there without some light. Okay. Lamp doesn't have any oil in it, so we can't use that. It's midnight. We're very bad at this, aren't we? At least we finally made it to day 2. Well, at least he's willing to admit it's in the basement now. Maybe that will inspire him to go down the stairs. The bathroom, or is this my room? This is the bathroom. Okay, alright. Back to sleep. Now it really is the next day. Sunday the 13th. On the second day, a fierce storm had assaulted the land. I could hear the trees creaking, or rather moaning, to the lashing of the rain, and I quickly abandoned any hopes of having the power fixed. Yeah, it's farther than we made it last time. Oh, it's really coming on down out there. We'll go play in the rain. Go play in the... Oh, phone's ringing.
Hello?
Michael, how are you doing over there? The sky's falling here.
You mean this storm has hit there too? Seems the entire universe is falling here. I'm afraid to go outside.
Well, the better then, as I won't be able to come for you. I'm deeply sorry, but it's seemingly impossible driving to Northumberland. Even less getting anywhere near the manor. I understand many of the roads are closed.
So much for my hopes of seeing Mr. Electrician today, then. Ah, the benefits of being away from society, eh? I should have listened to you.
Don't panic. I'll come right for you, as soon as this thing is over. You just hang on in there.
It's not like I have any other choice, do I?
I'm afraid not, my friend. This storm has the power to disturb the dead.
Well, it seemed like this very same storm has awakened the evil spirits resting inside my new home.
What's that?
Not sure, but I happened to hear some odd sounds last night. Kind of scratching noises down in the basement.
I do remember the cleaning ladies saying something about rats.
Unless we're talking about mutant rats here, I don't think that's the problem.
Michael, my friend, you were tired from a long trip and stressed about the problems you found there. On top of that, you had moved to a very old house. Guess what's the most common complaint from people moving to old houses?
Ghosts on the loose?
Sort of. Now go focus on your book while you still have enough light. I'll be there as soon as possible. By the way, Michael, I have the combination for the safe right here.
Oh, great. Tell me.
03211. Just remember to share it if you bump into any expensive jewelry.
Of course I will. Bye.
43211. And be careful, there's a bird flying around. It appears to be a wild fletchling. Alright, let's see what we got here. Mr. James T. Blackwood, the Blackwood Manor, Porth Rothbury, Northumberland. Yes, we hereby propose to furnish all equipment, material, and labor to complete the contract for the constructions of the second floor for the Blackwood Manor of Rothbury, Northumberland, in accordance with the plans and specifications prepared by Mr. James T. Blackwood, dated October 31st, 1960. For the sum as follows: base bid £34,136. Alternatively, number 1, deduct £1,000. Alternative number 2, deduct £1,500. Alternative number 3, add £350. Alternate number 4, add £300. Blah, 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 blah. We agree to commence the work as directed and complete all work thereafter within a reasonable length of time based on our ability to secure the materials. Employer understands the construction may last from 18 to 24 months. Permission is granted to make use of the special bank accounts created for this particular occasion, located at the National Bank of Northumberland. Contact number, blah, blah, blah. Grab a key. Put some more money in there. Well, we have found some money lying about. And we haven't told Jerry about any of it. Like, hey, Jerry, we found some money lying about. Well, we got a key. Blue in color. Should we try upstairs? There were some doors up there we couldn't get into. That door is stuck. Several cans of paint. Ah, we found a map. Servant's bathroom. Sad room once occupied by the servant. Kitchen. Stairway leading to the basement. An entryway, the dining room. Garage, that little hallway. A room. Ooh, and a key. Hey, yo, we got us some rope. Now we can go through that door. Okay, so that's... maybe we can rappel from the roof. And we got rope now. It's the hammer from our dream. Okay. Now that we've got more supplies. Let's see if we can't find a secret room. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. One more time? Well, looks like there's not a secret door there.
I don't see how that helps me. Maybe I'm trying to look out the wrong window. Oh, there we are. Why was I obsessed with this room or whatever occurrence inside this house is in there? Felt a strong urge to go there, even though I was about to risk my life. Decided that climbing down through the window was the only way to get inside the mysterious room, and I resolved to do it. Well, that would be why there was only brick. And some baby toys. A birth certificate. Child's name, something something Blackwood. Wonder if this member of the family was still around. Dan, it would be able to shed some light upon the past history of this house. I had to find some way of getting in touch with
Him. That creepy horse does seem to be smiling at us. The real McCoy. The PTM. The PCO. Oh boy. Ben? Okay. Let's never do that again. We could go check the basement now. You know, just trying again, you know, in case it does something. I have oil. I should probably oil something. We never did properly read those newspapers. I kind of skimmed through them. Mr. James Blackwood, distinguished resident of this town and widely acknowledged construction engineer, was accused of murder yesterday by Miss Eva Marina, maid of the Blackwood family. While the nature of the situation is of most unusual, given that Mr. Blackwood is a highly respectable gentleman, Miss Marina is an Italian immigrant and aspiring photographer. Affirms to have a photograph that supports his accusation. I knew no one would ever believe me, so I took a picture of him, she said. I was supposed to be in town during the afternoon, but I didn't have the need to. I didn't have any errands to do, so I was in my room and saw the shadow out in the garden. When I glanced through the window, I just couldn't believe my eyes. The lady! Oh, God. The sole thought of it sends shivers down my spine. The photograph in question is in possession of authorities. It has been revealed that it clearly shows Mr. Blackwood burying a shape in his garden. We can almost confirm that the shape is a body. says Police Chief William Bailey, but even if the image is not clear, this alone with Miss Marina's statement is enough to open a serious case against Mr. Blackwood. Police officers are already heading to the Blackwood Manor as we speak. Up until the accusation, it was believed that Miss Catherine Blackwood was on a trip. According to the information we received from the school where she teaches, the police chief continues, a notice was sent to the teachers department which stated that Miss Blackwood had to leave on a sudden trip and that she would make use of her license to do so. Miss Marina's accusation puts Mr. Blackwood in a very compromising situation. Even if we can't find anything in the garden, he has a lot of explaining to do. The efforts of Dr. Christopher Milton, one of Rothbury's most respected doctors and longtime friend of the Blackwood's family, to minimize the fact that have been unsuccessful, and the news is the subject of discussion throughout the whole town. Hundreds of rumors are crossing the land. Theories range from plausible and well-conceived to wild and crackpot ideas. The question that keeps lingering in everybody's mind, for which the answer is yet to be found: why would a wealthy and educated man cold-heartedly murder his wife after 30 years of marriage? There we go. Oh, we read it. Now we read it. Sad news hits our beloved town today following the announcement that was received when, with rejoicing among many, that one of the many illustrious members of our community, Mr. James Blackwood, was having a child soon. We now have to relate a macabre turn of events. The son that was being lovingly awaited by the Blackwood family died shortly after the delivery due to a strange ailment. Understandably, the information disclosed about this happening was succinct, and it appears that Miss Catherine Blackwood was already suffering from pains in her stomach, probably an indication that there was something not healthy about her pregnancy. Dr. Christopher Milton, who attended the birth, assured us that he made every possible efforts to ensure a safe delivery, but with a bad head, he said that the boy was already doomed ever since his conception. The cause of death has not been stated, but those few close to the Blackwood family have said that there were serious complications during the delivery. Helping to relieve the somber news, Miss Blackwood was thankfully found to be out of danger. Her husband did not wish to comment about the event. A successful ruse. Sergeant J. Keegan, while driving his motor car, was held up by 8 armed and masked men, the leader of the Thorn and Center Central Europe, at a meeting. Gave way to an empty void feeling. Something wasn't right here. You can wonder if James Blackwood was somehow involved with the death of his son. We got this oil. We got that cart that wouldn't move. We tried moving that earlier. That didn't work. This is the wrong side of the house. There was a door behind this in the dream. Maybe I can take this. Still won't move. Yeah, there we go.
It's really dark in here. Let's get a little light in here. Not too dark to investigate. There we go. My recent researches on the Dalamar have shed some light upon their terrible activities. I understand now that the lack of existing information about them was not only a cause of their small size and rarity, but also a reluctance or rather superstitious attitude towards their nature. Even some of the most important historians of South Africa will refuse to mention the name, usually referred to them as the War Tribe. After digging into some of the most obscure books I could find about the subject, I must admit, now that reading them made me very nervous and uneasy, bringing back the memory of those horrible acts I witnessed on that day. I can't understand why any human being, uncivilized or not, would behave in such a manner. War among savage tribes is, of course, a very common and recurring theme in history. The Dalmar, they went beyond war. Usually a tribe will engage in battle to conquer a new territory or perhaps defeat an enemy. They did it for the sole reason of destruction and extreme love for violence. The account of their action is downright scary. They Pumpkaboo escape? No! Invade villages, slaughter every inhabitant without regard for their sex or age. Men, women, children would inevitably perish by their fury and hate, which is, I think, the most unsettling element of their stories. They didn't use any weapons. They killed villagers with their bare hands and teeth, as if they were drawing power from an unearthly source. I find it hard to believe this, and I hadn't seen them with my own eyes. I'd say they were some kind of wild legend. Once they slaughtered every living thing in the village. They burned it to the ground, every single construction or possession of the fallen villagers. Proof that they definitely were not interested in conquering or even taking some advantage of the terrain. Their motives were moved solely and purely by an incredible despisal of life and a hatred towards anything that wasn't from their village. This is another curious thing. They somehow managed to sustain a constant population level, as if they controlled exactly the amount of people needed for an attack, but at the same time warrant survival using their few existing resources. I fear this wasn't some kind of wondrous organization system, but rather an elimination of a useless member or an unnecessary child. I dare not think about it, but I'm afraid this would explain why they didn't need to hunt for food. They feasted upon themselves. Now I know what the mask I took stands for, and I shiver at the thought of it. I must confess I'm worried. I don't know why, but I fear for my life. An odd-looking African mask was positioned in the middle of the storeroom. Its presence made me feel terribly uneasy. Maybe we should call Jerry. Seems like a great time to call Jerry. Oh, that was a bright flash of lightning.
Yes?
Jerry, it's me. You won't believe what I found here.
Try me.
It's about the happenings that led to the murder you told me about. There's an impressive backstory surrounding this place and many loose ends. It would seem nobody ever stumbled upon this.
Shouldn't you be working on your book?
Are you listening to me? James Blackwood was into some very weird stuff and possibly dangerous. Something tells me this case is much more complex than it was thought to be.
Why don't you inform the authorities? I'm sure they'll be
No way. And miss all the fun? I'm doing this on my own. I wonder if those noises I heard have anything to do with this. Maybe James Blackwood was trying to hide something.
Like in that book, where an old man was guarding the entrance to hell. I bet this James Blackwood person had a doorway like that in his basement. Those dreadful noises must be the sounds of the damned coming for you.
Why, thanks, mate. That's been very helpful. Great to have friends like you.
Then stop talking about all this nonsense. Do you have any idea how crazy it sounds? You're a writer, not some fancy PI.
I'll get to the bottom of this. I know I will. I'm certain there's much more to James Blackwood than a simple act of murder.
Now you're sounding more morbid than usual. Simple act of murder? Oh, goody. Just somebody died. Nothing to worry about. This isn't like you, Michael. This whole thing is really affecting you.
Stop being a drama queen. I'm a grown-up and I'm pretty aware of what I'm doing.
Fine. Go chase around the ghosts of James Blackwood. I'll stay here in the real world.
I'll let you know about my progress.
Well, now what? Suddenly she stopped and stood there paralyzed, hesitant to give any credit to what her eyes were seeing, and completely unaware of the potential dangerous situation. Surprisingly, there wasn't anything unusual or strange about the event. Little Kathy was hastily crossing the living room towards the huge oak door, her fancy black dress fluttering at every footstep. As the girl reached the doorknob, she turned to look back at Marianne and urged her with a whisper to hurry up. But Marianne wasn't seeing Kathy. Her memories haunted her back and displaced reality, giving room the nightmarish vision she had spent months trying to forget. Ever since her first visit to the old house in her dream, she saw the little girl also wearing a black dress, emerging from a passageway hidden in the room she'd never actually managed to glimpse. And when the passageway only saw the girl running towards her, her small face contorted in a horrible grimace. Marianne quickly realized it was a twisted version of the Kathy she would knew later, as if her figure was then distorted by a veil of smoke. Her exact movements through the room, reaching for the knob facing her back. There was too many coincidences to ignore. It was a nightmare that she experienced that day, nor a ghost, something that she refused to believe in, but was willing to blindly embrace as the truth, given the shocking vividness of the vision. A ghost would come from the past. What she'd seen came from the... Her thoughts were interrupted as a figure behind her cast a shadow across the doorstep. "You filthy liar! You have betrayed me!" groaned a deep voice. Then he'd have to come up with a suitable ending. The final twist was the most celebrated part of Vanishing Town. They will tear me apart if I don't pull off another thing like this. But how? I'm up to the point where Steve goes mad. She is confused. The visions are becoming real. So now the big question... on the other hand, a realistic solution disguised as supernatural. Is that possible? I'm expecting something like that. A real and probable outcome. That's what they loved in VT. Bloody hell, this is driving me insane. He's M. Night Shyamalan, the author.
Hmm. Well, if he's just gonna be like, hey, it's time for sleep. Although with all the spooky goings on, I think I'd maybe put something in front of the door. Something didn't feel right. Okay, the mask is gone. I don't like any of this. Hmm. We have a lantern now, so we could actually go downstairs in the basement and check. Or we could instinctually, like, flee the house. Maybe use the lantern to just burn the place to the ground. Yeah. There was an electrical problem. Is the sound coming from the sewer? Okay. Hmm. I couldn't waste the oil. Yeah, good idea. Let's save in case this game crashes. Or I run screaming into the night. It's a nice idea, but I didn't have enough surface to hit. What a great idea. Let's just climb into the furnace. Okay, we're not alone. It's a terrible idea. Why are we going to bed? We should get the frick out of here. That's our plan, is to barricade ourselves in here. My third and final day inside Blackwood Manor began with an odd feeling of expectation. Still shaken about the occurrence of last night, I managed to pull myself together and focus on finding out what really happened in this place. How about we call it there? We got through a bunch of days there. Let's head on to the overscreen, and I will send us out to raid. Because why the frick not? Alright, everybody. It's been great having ya. Bye-bye till next time.